Hey, it's Jessica with Stay Cozy Creative Co. And today we're going to make a mini turtle with some of our velvet tube yarn. We're going to get started with a magic circle, and so we're going to wrap the yarn around and then make a simple slip knot to secure it in place. Then we're going to do 5 single crochet stitches into the center of this loop. So you're going to put your fingers through that first loop, reach into the hole, grab a second loop, and then pull a third loop through. And that's 1 single crochet stitch. So here I'm doing a second one, and then now a third one. And I should mention that this is our pistachio color if you're looking to get this exact yarn. It's available on my website at staycozyco.com. So as you work your way around the circle, you can see I pulled gently on that tail of the original yarn, and that's going to cinch up the center so that you don't end up with a hole in the middle of your circle. Once you've completed 5 single crochet stitches, you're going to pull on the tail of that yarn pretty tightly to really cinch it up, and then kind of push all of your loops into a circle. And here I'm going to figure out how long I want my yarn to be for the remainder of my turtle. So I kind of just like looped it around the outside and got a general idea of the length that I would need before cutting it. Here I'm just trying to figure out how I wanted to do the head of the turtle, and then I'm kind of making little loops to mimic each of the legs as I go around the turtle body. So once you get as much yarn as you think that you'll need, then you can grab your scissors and trim your yarn up. Then we're going to pull that yarn all the way through that last loop that we made, and we're going to use this to kind of make a fake final loop. So we're going to go under both strands of that first stitch that we had made, and then we're going to pull the yarn back around and go back into the hole that we just came out of. And so this will make it look like another single crochet stitch when really we didn't make one. Doing this makes our shell look a lot more finished and even. So now we're going to work on the head of the turtle. So I contemplated just making it one big loop to begin with, but then I decided that I wanted to have a little bit more bulk than the legs. So I pulled some of the yarn up through that final stitch so it kind of came out in the middle, made a loop, as you can see here, and then I'm going to pull another loop through that one, and then one more loop. So basically making a short chain. We're going to kind of wrap this chain in on itself, and so we're going to pull the tail end of that yarn all the way through that final loop, and that will kind of help hold it into a rounded shape, and this will make the turtle head. Then we're going to grab the tail of the yarn and loop it back through the base of the turtle shell, and this will cinch the head into place. And then now we're going to work on the legs. So we're going to just loop our yarn through the bottom side of each of the loops around the shell, and so that it kind of comes out on the underside of the shell. So I'm going to do 2 on this side, and then you can see the one on top is a little bit longer because turtles' front flippers are a little bit longer than their back ones. And then I contemplated adding a tail here, but decided that I didn't want to do that. You're welcome to, but I just decided not to. And so I skipped that loop on the bottom and then went to the other side to do the other back fin, and then finally the front fin. So unfortunately, I realized that I totally forgot to film the process of me sewing up the ends of this turtle, but basically you just trim the ends of your yarn and sew them together, and then I did end up sewing each of the flippers just so that they would stay in place and would hold together a little bit better. I also used black cotton cord to tie on the eyeballs, but you could use string or something else. And here's my final mini turtle. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe for more hand knitting and hand crochet.